if he is really digging in, we are looking at weeks, months of this. It's going to hit corporate profits. It's going to start to lead to layoffs. It will lead to inflation. And you can get kind of a death spiral where the consumer tightens their belt, the business tightens their belt, and it just keeps going down. And we're going to get to what the breaking point is. But it's bad politically, it's bad economically, and nobody sees what the upside is in the short run.
Well, I think that's the key, Dan, the short run, right? And I appreciate the fact that, many people, especially if you're near retirement, this is a very scary period for you. But at the end of the day, when you look at whether it was COVID or a lot of the other major issues, like the market will rebound. It's just, it may not, I mean, I don't know if it's in a month, if in 6 months, but it will rebound. That's just historically the case. I think that to your broader point, they need to define success because you have a couple people going out there saying, our goal is to get better treatment. Fair. I'm all for that. But if it's for deficit reduction and onshoring, then we've got to be clear that this is going to be a longer bet. And I think people have to be able to plan for that.
Well, and the other problem is, and I keep saying this, yes, 35% of the country has been devastated by trade, but 65 to 70% of this country has benefited historically from trade. So to try to, but it just does. Companies and individuals have benefited in so many different ways from trade. You can't unwind in 80 years in 8 days. So the question is not just like, okay, the market will come back. The question is like, are we truly digging in to rewire the entire global economy? Because that is not a 6-month thing.
So the one thing I would say, and I'll make it quick, but like when you say we've benefited from trade, we've benefited from getting cheaper goods, right? But at the end of the day, we've done that at the sacrifice of giving up our entire manufacturing base. And that's that. So short term, yeah, you got cheaper crap from China.
It's not just that, though.
But not just that. Long term, we have no industrial base. This is not a recipe.
That is not true at all.
Disaster.
It's a more high-tech industrial base. It is not making, some of it. You're right. It is not making sweatshirts in North Carolina as much anymore. It is not as much.
Yeah. Or machinery or munitions. I mean, or PPE or pharma. We have outsourced.
Well, that's not true. We do make some munitions here. The CHIPS Act was just passed to try to get some of that high-tech manufacturing back. But see, Sean, that's the problem. It is when Republicans paint this as black and white, we've been crushed and trade's been terrible. That is simply false. And the problem for Trump is the market. I mean, you can bullshit people all day long. You can't bullshit the market because people are making investments with people's money and their fiduciary is to just data.
Yeah. Well, look, what many people are saying, sound like the president, is if we need to have ships built here, let's protect ships. Let's not put massive tariffs on everybody, on every industry. There's no doubt that if you're Dan or me, and to a large extent you, Sean, but I think less because you don't live in New York, you're surrounded by people who think this is the stupidest thing ever. You're surrounded by people who are demanding something changed by Wednesday, either for Republicans in Congress to act or for the president to make major deals that lead to a cascade of additional deals. And the assumption that many of them are making is as bad as we've had for 2 days in the market and as bad as we're expected to have starting in 12 minutes, that it will be worse if people start to say, wait a minute, he's not backing down, that this is going to be the policy for a while. And that would be, a cataclysmic in to a greater degree.